The buzz of my phone sliced through the Monday morning meeting. I glanced down, already feeling a knot tighten in my gut. It was Sarah. "Hey," the text read, followed by a crying emoji. "Can we talk? It's kind of important, and I don't know who else to turn to." I sighed internally. Important usually translated to expensive, emotionally draining, or both. Knowing Sarah, it'd probably be all three. I excused myself from the meeting, bracing for impact. What I wasn't ready for was the bizarre, twisted logic about to be unleashed. Before I could even reply to Sarah's text, my mind was already rewinding. Back to the bar, 6 months ago, where I first met her. Sarah. She was different. Not like the other girls glued to their phones, desperately seeking validation. She was witty, opinionated, and had this disarming smile that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. She talked about her ambitions, her art, her desire to travel, not about brands or influencers. I was hooked, line and sinker. Independent woman, I thought. Finally. A girl who wasn't high maintenance. Looking back, that independent woman facade had cracks from the start. She had this crew of male friends, Liam, Dave, and some other dude whose name I can't even remember. Just friends, she'd say, rolling her eyes like I was some insecure caveman for even asking. "I'm a social person. You want me to cut off half my friends because you're jealous?" I swallowed it, buying into the whole modern, evolved relationship bullshit. You know how it is. You want to be the cool guy. It started subtly. "Dinner's out." "Oh, I forgot my wallet," she'd giggle. Or, "I'll get it next time." Next time never came. Then it was groceries, weekend trips, concert tickets. I chalked it up to being a supportive boyfriend. She was between jobs, pursuing her passion. I was making decent money, so what's a few hundred here and there? Right? Fucking wrong. That few hundred slowly morphed into a goddamn avalanche of expenses. And I was shoveling it all. I remember one Saturday, we were trying to assemble some IKEA furniture. I was struggling with the instructions, and she casually mentioned, "Oh, Mark helped me put this together in my old apartment. He's really good at this kind of stuff." Mark, her ex, just slipped it in there, like it was nothing. A tiny prick of jealousy, sure, but I brushed it off. He was an ex, right? Ancient history. Just helping a friend. But looking back, that was the first real punch to the gut. Then came the big one. A job offer in another city. A real step up. I was ready to take it, excited even. But Sarah, with those big, pleading eyes, convinced me to stay. "I'm so close to breaking through with my art," she'd said. "Just a little more time, and I promise, I'll make it up to you." I passed on the opportunity. A decision that cost me a promotion, a raise, and a whole lot of future potential. All for a promise. That's when things started to get weird. She'd say she was at a gallery opening with the girls, but her Instagram showed her at some dive bar I'd never heard of. Or she'd claim she was working late. But her location was suspiciously close to Mark's apartment. I tried to bring it up, but she'd gaslight me, saying I was being paranoid and controlling. "You don't trust me," she'd whine. And like a chump, I'd back down. Again, girls' night became a weekly ritual. Every Friday, she'd vanish, claiming she was hitting the town with her non-existent friends. I never met these mythical creatures. No pictures, no names, just the girls. And the few times I did a little digging, subtle, I swear, her social media would tell a different story. Check-ins at places she said she wasn't, tagged in photos with guys I didn't recognize. The breadcrumbs were there, man. I just didn't want to see them. And then, as if the universe was conspiring to kick me while I was down, she dropped another bomb. We were talking about her new apartment, the one I was helping her furnish, and she offhandedly said, "Yeah, Mark was a lifesaver when I moved in. He helped me haul all the heavy stuff." I swear, the blood drained from my face. This wasn't just helping with IKEA anymore. This was moving her entire life into a new place while we were together. Back in the present, I finally replied to Sarah's initial text. "What's up?" I typed, trying to keep my tone neutral. I need a favor, she responded almost immediately. Can you send me like $60? I have a copay for the doctor, and I'm short. A copay? For what? My mind raced, connecting the dots. The girls' nights, Mark's constant presence, the financial strain. This request, so casual, so entitled, triggered a tsunami of suspicion. Something felt deeply, irrevocably wrong. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, she continued, oblivious to the internal war raging inside me. It's a female thing. And Mark's been really sweet, checking in on me. He even offered to help with the bill, but I told him not to be silly. It was like a goddamn movie. A slow-motion train wreck of lies and manipulation. Mark was checking in. On her. With a female thing. The pieces slammed into place with brutal force. Infection. Mark. Copay. The truth hit me like a goddamn Mack truck. My fingers moved on autopilot. I transferred the $60, screenshot the confirmation, and pasted it into the chat. Before she could even type, thanks, or, more likely, ask for more, I hit block. Done. Just like that. The silence that followed was deafening. I stared at my phone, numb. $60. That's all it cost to finally see the truth. A truth I should have seen a long time ago. A truth that probably saved me thousands more. The infection. Goddamn, the infection. It wasn't just about the money, or the lies, or the career I'd pissed away. It was the sheer disrespect, the cold, calculated manipulation. She'd been sleeping with her ex, probably for months, while simultaneously draining my bank account and gaslighting me into thinking I was crazy. The pieces of the puzzle finally snapped together, revealing the full, horrifying picture. I'd been played. Hard. It wasn't just Sarah, though. It was them. Women. The way they operate. The lies. The manipulation. The entitlement. I'd been so blind, so eager to be the good guy, that I'd ignored every warning sign. I'd swallowed every red pill she'd offered, thinking it was a vitamin. Now, I was choking on the realization. It was a hard pill to swallow, but the truth was undeniable. I'd been played because I allowed myself to be played. I started devouring MGDOW content. Red pill forums. Anything that could explain what the hell just happened. It was like finding a secret society of guys who'd been through the same war. Guys who understood the game, the rules. And the players. Guys who weren't afraid to call out the bullshit. It was validating, infuriating, and strangely comforting. I wasn't alone. I wasn't crazy. I was just awakened. Suddenly, everything clicked. Her insistence on splitting the bill on the first date, a calculated move to appear independent. The constant need for validation on social media. The way she'd subtly put me down in front of her friends. The innocent flirting with other guys. It was all a pattern. A carefully constructed facade designed to keep me hooked while she explored other options. I saw it all now, clear as day. The matrix had been lifted. I met up with Dave and Mark, different Mark. Thankfully, for beers that Friday, I laid it all out, the whole sordid story. They just nodded, a knowing look in their eyes. Dude, we've all been there, Dave said, clinking his glass against mine. It's like they have a playbook or something. Mark chimed in, the ex still checking in line? Classic. Textbook, man. It was strangely comforting to know I wasn't some unique brand of idiot. Just a regular guy who'd fallen for the same old trap. $60 for a red pill? I got off cheap, I joked, trying to lighten the mood. Some guys are paying alimony for life to learn the same lesson. We all laughed. A dark, knowing kind of laughter. The kind that comes from surviving a near-death experience. I'd been a textbook case, the quintessential nice guy who gets taken for a ride. But hey, at least I got a funny story out of it, right? And maybe, just maybe, a little bit wiser. The next few months were all about me. Hitting the gym, working on my career, reconnecting with old friends. I took that job offer I'd turned down before, the one in the other city. Turns out, life doesn't end just because a woman walks out on you. In fact, sometimes it's just the kick in the ass you need to finally start living it for yourself. I was rebuilding, brick by brick, with a newfound sense of purpose. Word got back to me, through the grapevine, that Sarah was having a tough time. Her art career hadn't exactly taken off, and she was struggling to make ends meet. Mark, surprise, surprise, had moved on to someone else. Turns out, loyalty isn't exactly a hot commodity in her circle. I didn't gloat, didn't seek revenge. Karma, as they say, is a dish best served cold, and sometimes it serves itself. That job I almost didn't take turned out to be a gold mine. Within a year, I was promoted, making more money than I ever had before. I was finally on the path I was meant to be on, unburdened by someone else's dreams and demands. The irony wasn't lost on me. Sacrificing my career for her had almost destroyed me, while focusing on myself had set me free. It's a lesson I won't soon forget. Do I hate Sarah? No. Do I forgive her? Maybe someday. But I'll never forget the lessons I learned. The importance of trusting my gut, of setting boundaries, of prioritizing myself. I emerged from that relationship scarred, sure, but also stronger, wiser, and a hell of a lot more cynical. And honestly, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It made me who I am today. These days, I see guys bending over backward for women, chasing after their approval, sacrificing their own happiness for the sake of a relationship. And I just shake my head and chuckle. $60, gentlemen. That's all it takes to learn the truth. Just make sure you screenshot the receipt before you block her. You'll want to remember the exact moment you woke up. Sometimes, late at night. I wonder what would have happened if I'd seen the signs earlier. If I hadn't been so blinded by lust and the desire to be cool, maybe I'd be further along in my career. Maybe I'd have avoided a lot of heartache. But then I remember the strength I gained, the lessons I learned, and the man I became. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. The past is the past. The future is mine.